Hey everybody, we are back to do another video. We're going to quickly review the muscles of the head and face that we did last time, and then we are going to move on and do some muscles of the neck today. So quick little video for you. I hope it's quick, at least for your sake and mine. What we've got here is front view of a model here. Well, if we look right here, we can see the frontal portion, the frontal belly of the epicranius. Right above it, I can see the aponeurosis of the epicranius. If I go down a little bit, I can see the orbicularis oculi. If I go down a little bit more, I can see the zygomaticus major. And if I go down a little more, I can see the orbicularis oris. So these are all muscles we looked at previously. So we saw these muscles already. Now, there's a new muscle that we can see as well. So we can see a major neck muscle here. The major neck muscle that we can see here is this guy right there. That major neck muscle is called the sternocleidomastoid. So we can see the sternocleidomastoid. We can actually see both of them. We can see, I labeled the left one already, and here is the right one. So we'll talk about them a little more in a second. Just wanted to point it out to start. All right, let's have this guy turn a little bit. And if this guy turns, we can see more muscles. We can see the frontalis again. We can see the orbicularis oculi again. We can see the orbicularis oris again. We can see that zygomaticus major as well. Now we can also still see the sternocleidomastoid. The sternocleidomastoid is right there. Now, our sternocleidomastoid, like its name suggests, is going to have, it's named after some prominent bony attachments. The origin of the sternocleidomastoid is going to be the manubrium of the sternum, as well as the medial part of the clavicle. So that's the origin, the less movable part. The insertion of this muscle is the mastoid process, which you remember is part of your temporal bone. Now, this muscle is pretty complex and interesting. What it is going to do depends on whether it's acting on both sides or just acting on one side. So if both sides contract, the contraction of both sides is going to cause flexion of the neck. Imagine you were lying down on your back, head on the ground, back on the ground, and you try to do some sit-ups with your neck. Like sit-ups with your neck. That would use your sternocleidomastoids. That's if both sides are working. Now, if just a single side is contracting, if just a single side contracts, it is going to cause two things. It is going to, first of all, it can cause contralateral rotation. So remember, we learned the word contralateral a long time ago. Contralateral means to the opposite side. If we look at this lady here, she is contracting her right sternocleidomastoid. And just her right sternocleidomastoid. And that is turning her head, letting her look to her left. All right, now a single sternocleidomastoid, it can cause contralateral rotation. It can also cause some lateral flexion. Think about trying to bend your neck to the side, trying to touch your ear to your shoulder. All right, that is our sternocleidomastoid. All right, but there is another muscle of the neck that we got to be aware of. The other neck muscle we got to know is this guy right here. This guy right here is the Splinius Capitis. The Splinius Capitis is kind of like the sternocleidomastoid. Again, what this one does is going to depend on whether both sides contract or whether just one side contracts. If both sides contract, it is going to cause extension of the neck. So flexion is bending your neck forward. Extension is bringing your neck back up to that straight anatomical position. Now, if just a single side contracts, then the Splenius Capitis is going to cause ipsilateral rotation. So this lady here, she is not only using her right sternocleidomastoid, she's also using her left Splenius Capitis. So I like to think of the sternocleidomastoid as having that prominent O in the middle, okay? So sternocleidomastoid, it's got that prominent O. Sternocleidomastoid. And those O's remind me that it rotates your head to the opposite side. Now, the Splenius Capitis on the other side does not have that O. What it does have is a lot of S's. It has a lot of S's, and those S's remind me that it is going to turn my head to the same side. All right, excellent. Let's look at one more neck muscle, and then we'll be done with neck muscles. Last neck muscle we got to do is this muscle that you are not going to see on the models that we have in the lab because it's a superficial neck muscle. It's this guy right here. It is called the platysma, and the word platysma basically just means it's a very flat muscle. It's just under the skin of your neck and upper chest. And what this muscle does, it depresses your mandible, and it also tightens your neck skin. Now, in this guy right here, say he's like pulling back his lips. If you try and like pull your lips down and out, and you can then make your platysma flare, and you can see all these little bits of his platysma flare. If I get my arrow going, we can see that. There we go. All these little bits of his platysma flaring out. All right, so notice the platysma, because it depresses the mandible, it is going to be an antagonist to that temporalis and that masseter that we met previously. And that is it for this neck video. The neck video is done. I'll see you in the next video. And yeah, adios.